What I have here is an old caller ID unit that I've tore apart. I've read online somewhere that said that caller ID units use FSK 1200 baud audio to be able to send the data for caller ID on old home phones. So I found one here by tearing apart. The inside here, this IC is the RCN2211N FSK demodulator chip. And basically what that does is it takes the audio and converts it into the digital signal to be able to feed through the ribbon cable here and into the LCD. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and listen in and show you that the audio from the caller ID signal is basically the same sound as what you would hear for packet radio on ham radio or APRS. It's a little bit different in the format, but the sound is basically the same since it's FSK and the same 1200 baud. So what I'm going to do is call from my cell phone, and I'm going to try and listen in on the audio. I've got a amplified computer speaker here, ground wire going to it, and I've basically found that pin 2 right here, and that chip is the FSK audio in. So I'm going to listen to it before it goes into the chip there and demodulates it. This is audio in on pin 2, and down here this is actually audio or data out to the LCD display. So I'm going to listen in before it demodulates it to the raw sound of what it sounds like when you call it. The caller ID data is sent between the first and second ring. So when I call it, you're going to hear a brrrr sound, which is the first ring. Then you'll hear the data squawk and then another ring. So what I'm going to do is call it from my cell phone here and touch this on here, and we're just going to listen in. That's the first ring. Data for the caller ID. And another ring. So what it would normally do is it would show up the caller ID information on there. It didn't this time just because I put too much of a load on it there by listening in. If I didn't touch the wire there, it would actually show up my caller ID information on the alphanumeric display. So what I've also done is poking around and figuring it out. I've learned that when the phone line comes in, it goes into a capacitor here, then into the diode and into some more other diodes here, another capacitor, some resistors, and this transistor right here. When someone calls, this transistor goes low, only when it's ringing. So what that does is it trips one of the wires here in the ribbon cable to the LCD and basically says, hey, listen, somebody's calling right now, listen for the data coming. I tried pulling it low all the time, and that doesn't work. It has to be pulsed when it's ringing. For some reason, it doesn't like it when it's always listening. So I'm going to have to put in a pulse circuit to turn this on and off, drop it low basically to ground about every second or two. Once I get something to do that, hopefully I can inject the audio into here and be able to send APRS data to the LCD display. So that's going to be some future stuff to play around with. Hopefully I can get some kind of an APRS message or packets to show up on the display here. I think that would be kind of neat. So that would be it for now. I'll post some updates when I get it. 73 from KC at GRQ.